Hi everyone. So if you have, I should say, let me start over. Okay, so if you have a green card interview coming up and you might be wondering, like, what do I need to do? This is not something that you want to walk into unprepared, because one wrong answer, one inconsistency, or even nervous behavior can raise red flags with USCIS. So in today's discussion, I'm going to walk you through real questions, potential questions immigration officers do ask during the marriage-based green card interviews, and how to prepare so that you don't risk getting a denial. Hi, my name is Ebony Anoforo. I am an immigration attorney and the founder of Anoforo Law Firm. I represent clients across all 50 states and globally when it comes to U.S. immigration. And today I'm going to be breaking down exactly what to expect at your marriage green card interview and how to prepare like a pro. Okay, I'm going to try my best to help you out. All right, so let's start with, what is the purpose of the interview, right? Now, the goal of the interview is very simple, right? USCIS wants to confirm that your marriage is real. They want to confirm that you didn't just apply for the green card for immigration purposes, right? They are not just reviewing your paperwork. So you submit your petition. They're not just looking for that. They're actually evaluating your credibility, your relationship, and your consistency, okay? Now, some of the common questions that USCIS will ask you, and these are not exact questions, they can come up and show up in different ways, but these are some of the types of questions that they're going to be looking for to make their decision on your case. So they're going to ask basic background questions, right? When and how did you meet? When did you first start dating? When did you get married, right? These are basic background questions. They will ask questions about your living situations. Where do you live? You know, who lives with you? Describe your home. Maybe they might ask you to describe a room in your home, right? They can also ask specific relationship questions, like who proposed to who, how did the proposal happen? They might ask, when is your spouse's birthday? What does your spouse do for work, right? These are questions that you should know, right? What did you do for your last holiday or birthday, right? And then they can go into daily life questions, like who pays the bills? Do you have joint accounts? What are the accounts? What banks? Who cooks? Who cleans? And so forth, right? These may sound like simple questions, right? But officers are specifically looking for consistency, and they're also looking for authenticity in your answers. Okay, so that is something to keep in mind. They are evaluating you as a couple. Now, they're also, in addition to learning about you and evaluating, they are looking for red flags. Okay, and this is where a lot of people get into trouble, because USCIS is trained to look for inconsistent answers between the spouses. They evaluate your documents and look for lack of joint documents, minimal knowledge about each other, right? So if you're not answering consistently, it's not going to be a good look. If you sound over rehearsed or robotic in your answers, it's definitely going to give red flag. Significant age gaps and cultural differences. Now, there's nothing wrong with having an age gap or being from different cultures, but just keep in mind that if there are significantly large gaps in the relationship, it could be scrutinized a little bit more. I've seen this happen, especially when the female partner is significantly older than the male partner. It does raise a red flag. Doesn't mean that you cannot get approved. People marry older people all the time. It's very normal and popular, but just keep in mind that they will be scrutinizing you a little bit more in those situations. And if you're living separately without strong explanation. Now, there are some couples who do not live together for many reasons, but you have to be able to explain that to USCIS. It has to make sense, okay? Now, how do you prepare properly? Okay, so you want to make sure that you review your entire application before the interview. You want to go over your timeline together, how you met, talk about the marriage till now. Bring updated evidence, right? If there's new stuff in the marriage, right, you have updated information from when you filed, bring it. Joint bank statements. Bring the newest statement. Don't bring the one that you submitted 6 months ago. They want to see this is an operating account and it's operating. You guys are using it daily, okay? So bring that with you. Lease, mortgage, did you buy a house together? Bring that. Photos, new photos. If you have kids, somebody's pregnant, bring the pregnancy test, the sonogram, all that. I've submitted that for clients, and trust me, they love that. Insurance policy, travel records, right? And most importantly, you want to be honest, right? Even if something isn't perfect, marriage is not perfect, but you want to be honest, okay? So preparation is not about memorizing. It's about being aligned, and it's about being truthful. So honesty is very, very important. Now let's talk about what not to do, okay? Don't memorize a script. That's going to be a red flag, and it's more than likely not going to work. Don't guess answers if you don't know. Don't lie. Don't exaggerate. Don't argue with your spouse during the interview. I know it could be a frustrating, situation, and, especially if it's not going well during the interview, but please try not to argue in front of the USCIS officer, and do not bring any fake documents with you, okay? If you don't know something, it's okay to say, I'm not sure, but I believe it's this, or I don't remember exactly. It's better than lying and making something up, because lying is definitely going to hurt your case more than anything. Now, what happens if USCIS has doubts about the couple? If they're not convinced, they might either schedule a second interview, a Stokes interview, so they can have interviews separately. They can separate you at that time. Also, they can send you a request for more evidence, an RFE, or in more serious situations, they can just outright deny your case or send you a notice of intent to deny. Okay, so this is why preparation is very key, because you want to avoid these steps, because they can lead to delays and they can lead to denials. Okay, so your interview, right? It's not just a formality, even though it's part of the process. Especially now, we're seeing everyone is being called in for interviews. They're not doing interview waivers anymore, right? It is a critical part of your case, right? And it's the difference between you getting approved and you getting denied, right? And it really comes down to the preparation, right? That is so important. We can't skip that part. Consistency between the two of you, okay? If you're in a real love marriage, you should be consistent, okay? But sometimes people just feel like, oh yeah, we know each other, so we shouldn't have a problem. Yes, you could be together for 20 years, but if you don't review those documents and you guys are not prepared to be asked certain questions, you could find yourself slipping up during the interview, and you don't want that. So even if you've been together forever, you want to still prepare. You want to make sure you guys are consistent, and you want to have a strategy, okay? You don't want to walk in blind. So if you have an interview coming up and you want to be fully prepared, I offer interview preparation sessions where I'll go through your case with you. I'll go through your documents, create a real mock-up interview for you, so we can, walk through and practice, which will give you more confidence and make you feel ready for the actual interview. And if this is you and you want to be prepared, especially if you didn't work with an attorney to, file your case, which I hope you did. And if you did, your attorney should definitely be helping you with the mock interview. But in the event that you didn't and you want to prepare before your interview, we do offer those services where we can do a mock interview with you and help you prepare for the interview. And if that is you can go ahead and give us a call. Our number is 201-565-0099. You can call us, you can WhatsApp us, or you can book a consultation right online on our website and schedule a consultation with us, and we will prepare a strategy session with you so you can prepare for your interview. Okay, thank you for tuning in today. I hope that you enjoyed this session. If you know anybody that has a marriage interview coming up, or you know anyone that has plans to file for the marriage-based green card, you can share this video with them. Hopefully it'll be helpful. I hope you found this information helpful. And if you have any questions, again, regarding any type of immigration matter, you can feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you. Again, my name is Ebony Onoforo. I'm a U.S. immigration attorney representing clients in all 50 states and around the world with immigration services. And you can go ahead and give me a call, and I'll be happy to work with you. Take care.